Good day, everyone, and welcome to our Edify seminar on equality, diversity, and inclusion. Welcome to all of you joining us here present at Aalto University campus here in Espoo, Finland, but also all of you wherever you are in the world joining us via online. I'm very happy and grateful that you are all taking the time in your busy life to come together for this very important topic, important moment. Might I even say that maybe we will somehow turn the history to a next phase in these few hours. But at least I know for sure that we are really surrounded by important topics on this day. My name is Jani Toivola, and it's my great honor to be hosting the day, hosting the seminar, all of our great speakers and panelists. Edify Edu is a project that is Erasmus-funded project, and it's a consortium with 12 partners. Edify Edu comes from the project name Equality, Diversity, Inclusion for Improving the Equality of Management Education, Training and Professions. The project addresses the skills gap in the sector of management education with regards to competencies on equality, diversity and inclusion, which are more and more needed in complex and fluid society. The project facilitates the acquisition of EDI competencies and transversal skills for management students and managers in business in order to respond to the societal transformation by setting up a system for skill assessment, learning offer, and validation and recognition. And then maybe some of the questions that might be lingering around in this seminar and in this afternoon. What are the competencies that we should in management education develop regarding equality, diversity, and inclusion? What is the current state in Europe, and is there still some gaps that need to be filled? The seminar aims to share and discuss observations from the project's research in 5 European countries and lead the way for the next actions towards a fairer, more diverse, and more inclusive labor market. And also, I think it's very important to remind that while we are having this seminar, that also in our seminar, we really do want to respect the guidelines of a safer space. So really, we do hope that there is an atmosphere that we can create together where everybody can be part of the discussion and at the same time feel that you are safe. And it's my great privilege to invite the first speaker on stage. Introduction to Equality, Diversity and Inclusion in Business Management, Education and Training. Let's welcome on stage Dr. Josephine Browne. She's the head of Faculty of Enterprise and Humanities at the Institute of Art and Design and Technology in Dublin, Ireland. IADT is the consortium leader in the Edify project. And Josephine is going to give us some background for the project, an overall sort of perspective what the project is about. So with a huge round of applause, please let's welcome on stage Dr. Josephine Browne. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the University of Aalto. To consider and to participate in our seminar today to consider the final report, the final European report produced by the partnership that comprise Edify EDU. As the previous speaker has already said, Edify EDU is an EU-funded project, and it consists of 5 partners from Italy, Finland, Greece, Germany, and Ireland. And Ireland is the lead partner in this project. The project is about improving the quality of management, education and training from an EDI perspective. And I'll be using EDI, and you'll hear EDI being used today throughout. We're referring to equality, diversity and inclusion. And as you know, gender equality is a core value of the European Union. I'll say a few words in relation to the context and the background to this project and how we've arrived at this moment today. The project developed from a critical analysis of management theory, and I'm sure if there's members here in the audience or listening in, management theory is a core module in any foundations or training for management. Management theory had its roots in economic theory, going back as far as Adam Smith and the classic economics, laissez-faire economics. That evolved eventually into scientific management. And scientific management, the founder of scientific management was F.W. Taylor. And I'm sure you know the logo for F.W. Taylor was to choose the right man for the job. And by right man, he was talking about physical attributes and ability and intelligence levels and things like that. Scientific management is based on paternalistic notions of and ideas of profitability and efficiency and the military conception of discipline. EDI does not form part of the scientific management theory or scientific management thinking and, of course, the practice that followed that. Fast forward to post-World War II. We witnessed the spread and the development of European universities and with business schools attached. And these were the modern business schools where management theory was now being promoted and developed. So business management education evolved based on a flawed ontological and epistemological assumptions and foundations in relation to how to manage people. But to note that EDI did not form part of this flawed ontological and epistemological assumptions. And this has facilitated the development and the propagation and the promotion of unconscious bias in management theory and in management practice. We talk about, in this project, from the classroom to the boardroom. And what we're talking about really is that management theory developed with the flawed assumptions, what comprises management theory. And that has moved, embedded in the classroom in our undergraduate and postgraduate programs, and has traveled with us to the boardroom. And then we wonder why there's so few people in senior management positions and why there's so few people in boards of directors. And there's lots of research and findings to support that. Turning to look at the EU and the legal and regulatory side of it. Despite over 50 years of EU employment equality directives and regulations and national legislation, gender discrimination in employment persists. So you wonder, well, why has it changed? Why hasn't things changed? It's changing very slowly. And the most recent estimate is that it will take 130 years before true equality is achieved in society and in work. So that's something to contemplate. Gender discrimination persists in employment. Women continue to earn less than men. Gender pay gap continues. There's an uneven distribution of women and men in sectors and occupations. Women continue to dominate part-time and precarious employment. And there's a gender imbalance in leadership positions and also in the boards of directors. The aim of this project, very simply, is to identify the EDI skills gaps and competencies, defects in business management, education and training. To develop a suite of modules or micro-credentials to facilitate the acquisition of equality, diversity and inclusion competencies in business management, education and training as identified in this project. And to develop new knowledge to improve EDI competencies in business management education. And I think it's kind of important and exciting, I suppose from an academic perspective, to think that we're developing new knowledge. I'll say a few words now about the approach that this project has taken, but my colleagues that are going to speak after me from ALTO and from IADT are going to talk in depth about the research methodology and also the findings in relation to competency. But essentially, the project involved, first of all, a critical review of the literature, an analysis of the labour market composition in relation to the 5 member states, an analysis of EU and national legislation and policies in relation to the 5 member states, the gender pay gap analysis in relation to the 5 member states, an analysis of the deficiencies and business management competencies using the EU competency framework, LifeComp, EntrepComp and DigiComp. And finally, as I said earlier, the aim of this project is to improve EDI skills in business management, education and training. That might seem very simple, but it's actually a big ask. It will necessitate a change in culture. Also, the aim is to make a difference in the workplace, in the management of people, and in terms of gender equality. 2 simple aims, but very big aims at the same time. And I would like to thank ALTO, our colleagues, for hosting this seminar today. And I would like to wish everybody well in the seminar and enjoy the rest of it. Thank you very much.